Hi, everyone. TJ Alts I-45 now. Our election night coverage getting underway. We're waiting for early returns to come out of Galveston County, but we do have some Harris County results that will affect some of our races in the county. In particular, there is one of Clear Creek school board races that's entirely in Harris County. So we'll be giving those updates here in just a little while, but kind of giving you a taste of what we'll be following tonight. We're expecting early returns from Galveston County to be released roughly in about 10 minutes or so. But big races, we're following the $250 million bond referendum in that College in the Mainland has there. Also, they have two trustee positions there where the incumbents have some strong challengers. The Dickinson City Council and Mayor's race, that one has gotten nasty, just downright dirty. At many times, we're going to be following that one intensely throughout the night. Obviously, council position, Joe Matranga and Adam Hill for position 5 in Friendswood. We'll be tracking that throughout the night as well. There's also in Lamarck contested races for 2 of the council positions. Plus, they have 11 charter amendments that are being proposed there as well. And so we'll be following those throughout the night. And then elections in Nassau Bay, where 2 of the council positions are open, so no incumbents running there that have challengers. So we'll be following that closely tonight. One of the positions also was an open seat, but Chase Waterwall will win that one because he's unopposed. City of Kemah is going to have a new mayor once the night is over. Robin Collins running unopposed. Carl Joyner, the current mayor, who's facing a lot of controversy right now, is just decided not to run for re-election. So there's going to be a new mayor in Kemah. And at the same time, we're going to have another new council member, as we do have one of the council races uncontested there as well. So let's go. I'm going to go ahead and pop up on the screen here because we're still waiting for Galveston County, but we'll go ahead and just give you the preliminaries. This is early votes only on the Harris County side. So like in Friendswood, the race between Joe Matranga and Adam Hill, these are just going to be a few of the votes. They have votes from Galveston County that will make up the majority of this. And if you can see the screen there, I'm going to try to enlarge this a little bit for you here to make it a little bit better for you to see on the screen. There, that may be a little bit better there. So again, these are just the Harris County side of the election results coming in that council race. That's council position number 5. And in Friendswood, all the council positions are at large. So they're not single member districts. So the entire city votes on every council member's position. This is the contested race, Joe Matranga versus Adam Hill. And just out of the Harris County side of things, we've got Adam Hill with 51% of the vote, 79 votes counted. Low turnout across all of our elections we're looking at. We'll go into City of Nassau Bay. Again, this race will be all Harris County. So this is more relevant in this case. Paula Tomasi, Michelle Michelli. Paula Tomasi, former Clear Creek ISD school board member, is running for one of the council seats, and she is based on the early voting returns along the way. This is just early returns, but is well ahead there with 74% of the vote. And then we go in and look at the early returns for the other council positions that's contested in Nassau Bay. Position 5, former prosecutor Sarah Horton with 75% of the vote there. Michelle Barricky with 25% of the vote as well. So in this is just the early returns we got on Harris County, but boding well for Tomasi and Horton all the way. Now, single member district number 2 in Clear Creek ISD. Now, this is part Galveston County, part Harris County with this district here. And Jameson McKee. I've known the man for 20 years, and I still get her. Jameson McKee leading with 58% over Glencore Rogers. Saw both of them at the polling center in Nassau Bay earlier today, and drumming up votes where they could there. That was going to be a busy side for them. And then the one precinct, one district And Clear Creek ISD, that's totally in Harris County. That's going to be District 3, and we'll pull it up. The incumbent, Arturo Sanchez, 61% of the vote, to Peter Lozon's 38% of the vote. Again, these are just early returns that we have so far. We're still waiting on the first results to come in from Galveston County, and they have actually come in now. So I'm going to go ahead and give those to you verbally. Let me switch our screen out so you can get to be able to see that. We're making a switch over now to the Galveston County results. And I'm going to have to enlarge the screen here for you. The reports come out, but not showing any of the early returns. As you can see here, there's all zeros here. So I'm going to check something else while we're in this. This is the zeroed out report. And then now the first reports. That's what we wanted to have here to come from Galveston County. So let me give you this again. As I said, live stuff. So we're all going at the same time. So with this, we should be able to, these are the early returns only. And I'm going to enlarge this up so you can see better. This is how things are coming out in Galveston County. College of the Mainland, position 5. That's a district that's mostly Dickinson and then parts of Santa Fe, little parts of Santa Fe. Melissa Skipworth is got 593 votes to Robert and Tyra's 501 votes there. So she's Michelle Skipworth, the incumbent, with 54% of the vote in that one. And then now we go into position 7. This is the at-large position. So everyone who lives in the College of the Mainland precinct will College of the Mainland district gets the vote on this one. Let me enlargen it up a little bit better. Don Gartman is the incumbent in that, and he is right now got 32% of the vote. And Elias Ramirez at 23. We're going to go over. I'm sorry, that's just the absentee. So we're going to go over so you can see all the results a little bit better here. All right, so I'm going to give it a little bit better there. So as you can see, now we've got absentee voting. That's mail-in ballots, early voting in there. So at this point, it is Don Gartman with the most votes at 35.45%. That's followed by Elias Ramirez, the 20-year-old student who's running. He's got 29, almost 30% of the vote. Keith Henry, 34% of the vote. This is the early returns only on this. 3,400 people voted during early voting just in the comm elections alone. Almost 3,500. Another 90 had mail-in ballots during the early voting period. So, and this is a 3-way race. The winner has to get more than 50% of the vote to avoid a runoff. Now we go and look at the College of the Mainland bond proposition. And right now, this is again just the early returns. 51% that voted for this, 48% voting against it right now. So far, it's a tight one, not as close, not as tight as some in the past, but also not the landslide that Com got many years ago. And you can see that if it was mail-in ballots, that was that are pretty close, but it was the early voting many close. And we did have this number. So I've got this initial numbers here for you that we had, according to Galveston County election officials, that during early voting alone, Galveston County wide, 7,194. So 7,194 people voted early in Galveston County. That's all of the county. Election day today, right before the polls closed, it was 3,080. That's going to go up some. Still, if you add those two together, 10,000 votes, a little over that, and it's only 5% of the electorate decided that. But as I said, the College of the Mainland bond proposition is passing it now. Clear Lake Shores has their election going on as well. As you can see, they've got 60% for their bond proposition. Now we're going to get into. Let me get down here. The formatting is not working as well as we would like here. So let me go full screen on this. You don't need to actually see my voice on here, so that maybe makes it a little bit easier. Dickinson ISD, this is Prop A. This is the bond referendum, and it is handedly ahead with approval. So 64% of the vote so far for the Dickinson ISD bond proposition there. Now, this is one where the district's been talking about they're going to put it up and then they're going to refinance afterwards. To know there. So now let's get into the Dickinson mayor's race. This one is going to be tight throughout the night. Early votes only. Sean Skipworth versus Kevin Edmonds. Skipworth is the top line there. Edmonds is the second line. So let me bring it over so you can see for yourself, because we do have to do this to kind of see that. So you see Skipworth, the incumbent here. And right now, Skipworth with 52% of the vote to Edmonds 47% of the vote on that election there. So that, again, these are just early returns out of Galveston County. But there were 7,100 folks that voted early. Only about 3,000 voted the day of. So the early vote is going to determine a lot here. When it's within this type of percentage points, we don't really make any calls, obviously, early until we start seeing them. Then we got in council position 1, Johnnie Simpson against Nita Clements. Simpson is the incumbent. He's got 53% of the vote to Clements is 46% of the vote. Now we're going to go into the open seats here. Mark Townsend and Collin Coker. Mark, a former council member who's run for mayor a couple of times as well. And Collin Coker serves on the EDC in Dickinson. But as you can see there, Mark Townsend, that name recognition for him, because he has been on council. He's got the support of the fire department folks as well. 61, almost 62% of the vote for Mark Townsend. Now we're going to get down to the other election race in Dickinson. And this is going to be for position 5, Bill Schick, who is the chair or the president of the EDC board in Dickinson, and Juan Ovalle, a former Galveston firefighter. He's there, but Bill Schick running in handedly ahead here, 61, almost 62% of the vote. You won't see when you, and the all reality is, folks, is that most of these percentages will probably hold close when they're that big. So that the day of voting doesn't change a lot of that as we go throughout the evening. And so that is on those elections there. Now let's go into, obviously, city of Galveston, the council position 2, that was vacated, and now this is a special election to fill the unexpired term. Paul Morgan Jr. against David Finklea in this race. So both of these are there, and right now Finklea was 71% of the vote. That's out of the early returns only. So Finklea dominating in that case. That's the Galveston position 2. That is going on now. Galveston proposition A. So so there's a half-cent sales tax in Galveston. It actually doesn't expire for a few years, but they put it on the ballot this year to make sure they get the extension. It has to go before voters on the time. This is a part of the sales tax that's already being paid in Galveston. So even if this were to go down tonight, it remains at least until 2029, and then it's going to be voted on. They have to be voted on again, but if they pass it tonight, it won't have to. It changes the timeline. But overwhelmingly, 81% of the voters in Galveston supporting that. And how that works is that half-cent sales tax is dedicated to infrastructure and EDC projects, industrial projects, and then so it's used to take care of from the sales tax proposal here to take care of some big needs that Galveston has, where that just comes from the user side of things. Now we can look at the Galveston, the Galveston County side of Friendswood. This is where most of the votes are going to be. So remember, we were showing Harris County before, and right now, Joe Matranga, Adam Hill. Joe Matranga on the Galveston County ballots at the top. Adam Hill is number 2, and Matranga with 51, almost 52% of the vote. Adams to 48% in that. Now, that's Galveston County only. You're going to have to add the 2. We'll do that for you as well. This one's been contested. This is Jamaica Beach, Far West End, Galveston County. Sharon Bower against the incumbent Clay Morris here. And this one, even you couldn't get folks on the same page to even hold a forum there because folks were competing so much. And right now, the challenger in Sharon Bower with 58% of the vote over the mayor so far there. And that's continued on. The mail-in ballots were only 339 people voting early in that race. That's a pretty big number for Jamaica Beach when you consider that along the way. So we'll have some other results throughout the evening as well. We're going to update these on the screen for you as well so that we can give you the results throughout the night. I had someone ask us about the Pasadena ISD bond. It's not one we would normally cover because it's not in our coverage here, but tell you what, we will go and look at those when we come back on our next time. Have that for you. So again, we're watching the Dickinson Council race, the Com bond, the Dickinson ISD bond intently, and we're also watching that Nassau Bay election as well. We'll be coming back to you throughout the night as well. If you do have special requests, like one of our viewers did, and I do appreciate Linda Bergeron of coming in. She's asking about Pasadena ISD School Board. We don't mind at all looking up those because we do have some folks who live in our coverage area within that district, and we'll do that as well as San Jacinto College election as well as we go throughout the night. But I'm going to go and update some numbers now for everyone, and then we'll get going. We'll be back once we get some full returns. I'm TJ Alt, I-45 Now.